Hello everyone, my name is Cami and welcome to my channel, Cami's Corner. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. On my channel, we do mainly Bath & Body Works and fragrance content with a sprinkle of lifestyle content, but in today's video, I am going to be reviewing the brand new Vanilla Cafe from Bath & Body Works, as well as comparing it to some other coffee favorites from Bath and Body Works. But before we get into today's video, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support and the love and the kindness that you guys have shown me. Without you guys, I would not be here making videos. You guys make me so happy. I love you all so much, and I'm so very thankful for you guys. If you just happen to be stumbling upon this review and you are not subscribed to me, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, drop a heart down in the comments below, thumbs up the video, show your girls some love because I love you guys so much. But yeah, I did review the Vanilla Ease already on my channel, so go check that out. But in today's video, we are reviewing the Vanilla Cafe. In my one-off reviews, I do a very detailed review with timestamps. I take very detailed notes, and then if I think there is a scent like it, I will pull other scents out to compare them for you guys. I rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 for longevity, also 1 to 10 for my scent preference, and then we combine those scores to give like an overall score on how I feel. I do full 1-day wear tests, and then I give you guys my review because I just want to try it out for 1 day. And like I say in all of my single reviews, everyone's sniffer is different, so these are just my opinions and my experience with the fragrance. My reviews are kind of a guide to guide you onto whether or not you might want to pick this up or smell it for yourself. Everyone has different tastes, and this is just my take on the Vanilla Cafe. Like I said, I did review Vanilla Ease already. If you guys want me to review Vanilla Romance, put that down in the comments and let me know, because I never reviewed it when it originally came out for some reason, or at least I couldn't find it on my channel. So maybe I did review it, but maybe I can bring you guys another review if you want. And I do have a reviews playlist. I have reviewed so many things on my channel: candles, perfumes, and body care from Bath & Body Works. So let's get into the review. We have Vanilla Cafe. Oh, I love the packaging. This is my vibe. I love browns. I love taupes. I love like rusty oranges. So like this is just like so pretty. I know this isn't rusty orange, but like that's my vibe. Like those like warm, more neutral colors. Absolutely love it. The packaging is really beautiful, and it matches the other mists from the collection, and it does also match the Vanilla Romance, which I appreciate. But this is the new collection, and this body care retails for $18.95. Please don't pay full price for this. Wait for a good sale. But this fragrance on the back says, "A tribute to vanilla, the pinnacle of warmth and decadence in fine fragrance. Awaken your senses with Vanilla Cafe." It has scent notes of smooth espresso, whipped vanilla, and toasted hazelnut. For the purpose of my reviews and my wear tests, I only use the fine fragrance mist. I do not apply body creams or anything like that, because personally, I prefer to wear a fragrance just on its own. And usually I have a little more luck spraying it on my clothes, but I do try to spray a little on my clothes as well as my bare skin, so I can see like how the longevity is. And just for reference, this is how I spray my products. I feel like I don't do too much. Obviously, if you spray more, you might get more longevity, but I say I do like 15 to 20 sprays throughout my whole body. But you guys, I love this fragrance. I think this fragrance is such a great coffee fragrance. But I first sprayed this on at 5 in the morning, and I wrote that it smells like a fresh brewed hazelnut Keurig coffee. Specifically ones out of K-Cups, right? That's why I said Keurig. I think it smells exactly like the Dunkin' hazelnut K-Cups. My husband gets those, and that's what it smells like when I make his coffee in the morning before he goes to work. Really, that is just what it smells like. I think it's nice. It is more of an actual brewed coffee latte versus like a coffee bean, and we'll get into that later into the video when I compare it to the rich espresso. And on the first spray, it's definitely got a medium plus. It definitely has a medium plus scent projection, where if you're a couple feet away from me, you'll be able to smell me, but it won't be offensive. And personally, that's how I like my fragrances, because not everyone loves fragrance. Not everyone loves the super strong scents. Some people are super scent sensitive. So I like a fragrance that you can kind of smell me, but you won't be like offended if you don't love fragrance like how I love fragrance, and I know a lot of you guys love fragrance. And on the first spray, it is so strong. It's not like Zesty Peach where it's going to smoke you out, but I think this is a solid 9 out of 10 on the first spray. I can smell it in the air around me and it just smells so pleasant. This is definitely stronger than the Vanilla Ease from this collection. And I wrote that on my skin, I was getting more of the coffee vibe, whereas on my clothes, I was getting more of like a vanilla hazelnut creaminess note with the coffee under there. But I think this is a really well blended fragrance. And I wrote that I really need this in a body wash, and I definitely do. And then at 6:15, like an hour and 15 minutes after I applied it, it was still very, very strong. However, at like 7:20, it like was pretty light. It was like a 6 out of 10. So about 2 hours and 20 minutes. And then I noticed that it was completely gone around 9 in the morning. So I got a solid 4 hours out of this fragrance. And when I'm paying like $4, $5 and some change, I am not mad at that at all. Now, if you're paying $20, you might be a little disappointed in that longevity. But for me, I think that longevity is fantastic for like a budget-friendly fine fragrance mist. In the cap, I definitely pick up lots of hazelnut, but on my skin, I don't get a ton of the hazelnut. I get a little bit of a hazelnut coffee vibe, but I would say if I had to break down this fragrance percentage-wise, I feel like it is like 60% coffee, 25% vanilla, and 15% hazelnut, because I do get the hazelnut vibes in the cap a lot. But on my skin and how my body chemistry is treating this fragrance, I definitely get more of a vanilla coffee, but I still think this fragrance is just wonderful. It's just absolutely wonderful. I think it's really beautiful. And on the skin, I'm definitely pulling a lot more of that rich espresso coffee. If you do not like the smell of like a Keurig coffee or freshly brewed coffee, you will not like this. This smells like you just walked into Starbucks and you're picking up a coffee for before you go to work. It smells amazing. I love it. I like this fragrance way more than I like the Lavender Ease. And I think this is easily one of the best Bath & Body Works fragrance mist that they have come out in the last 6 or 7 months. I really do. I really enjoy this one. This one really hits like the nail on the head for my kind of fragrance. I don't love a gourmand fragrance, but this fragrance I love. I love coffee. And one of my all-time favorite Bath & Body Works fragrances is Midnight Amber Glow, which is a coffee fragrance. So we are going to compare, but before I compare, I'm going to rate this. For longevity, I would say it's a solid 8 out of 10. 4 hours is great for a fine fragrance mist, and for my personal taste, 9 out of 10. This is a solid 9 out of 10 fragrance. I think it's fantastic. I'm really going to enjoy wearing it this fall, and I definitely think this is one that I need a body wash for. So 2 big thumbs ups from me, but let's compare them to some other coffee fragrances that Bath & Body Works has brought out throughout the year. So we're going to first compare it to Midnight Addiction. This was a brand new everyday luxury scent that came out quite recently. This one does have a little more depth to it versus just the coffee, vanilla, hazelnut vibes. This is ripe plum, rich almond flour, and addictive coffee bean. So right off the bat, we've got lots of different notes, but I just tried to pull out more of the coffee fragrances because maybe if you already have one of these fragrances, you might not need to spend your money on this new one, but yeah, completely different. Yeah, Midnight Addiction definitely has that rich, deep, sultry, like perfumey coffee vibe. I get a very subtle coffee note, but I definitely get a ton of that rich, deep plum in this fragrance. Not similar at all. If you have this, don't think this is a replacement for Vanilla Cafe. So we're going to thumbs down that dupe comparison. Next, we have the brand new Rich Espresso. So maybe you might be like, oh, I don't want to buy both. They're both coffee fragrances. I will smell them and tell you how I feel about them side by side. So maybe you guys can save your money and not buy both. Rich Espresso is definitely like the coffee beans in the bag kind of a smell. Very, very pungent coffee. It says there's hazelnut in it. I don't get a ton of the hazelnut. I get a little nutty kind of vibe to it. but it's mainly like a rich, deep espresso, like coffee bean, coffee ground, not yet made into a latte. So if you want more of a latte fragrance, I think you'd enjoy the Vanilla Ease. They definitely smell different to each other. Vanilla Ease is definitely creamier and more like gourmand leaning, where Rich Espresso is more of like a rich coffee bean fragrance. I do really like both of them. And for someone who likes to have a variety of scents, I do think these are different, and I would still buy both of them if you like a coffee fragrance, because they're giving different vibes. Like this is like a day at the cafe kind of vibes, like a latte, you're sipping a latte, a hazelnut latte. And like Rich Espresso is like you just opened up a bag of the espresso grounds or like the beans, you know? So I don't know. I think they're both nice, but they're definitely not repackages. And I get a little bit of a spicy vibe out of Rich Espresso now that I'm smelling it again. I'm getting like a spice kind of scent. But I like both of them, but I feel like if you want a more complex fragrance that's blended with other things, I would still pick up the Vanilla Ease. And then last, my favorite, I really wish they brought this out in a full-size perfume, but they didn't. This is Miss Midnight Amber Glow. I am so surprised we have not seen this return. I feel like this was a really, really, really big favorite when it came out. I believe this one was from 2022, I believe, so just a few years ago. On the back, it says, sophisticated, smooth, and a little bit sweet. This fragrance leaves a trace of mystery that keeps you wanting more. This is Smooth Amber, a caramel latte, and vanilla bourbon. So this one's got like more of a caramely vibe, and this is my second bottle, I believe. So I couldn't find my first bottle that I've actually used, so that one was a fresh spray. But let's compare these. Yeah, totally different. Yeah, Midnight Amber Glow has that like hint of caramel and like the alcohol vibe. Not like alcohol as in like I need to wait for it to dry down, but like the actual booziness with the bourbon. And the amber makes it more of like a deep, almost perfumey vibe, but like with the little sweetness of caramel. I think Vanilla Cafe is definitely more of like a strict coffee latte creamy fragrance, whereas Midnight Amber Glow is more like perfumey. I feel like it's kind of an in-between the Midnight Addiction and the Vanilla Cafe. They kind of smell like they're very similar, like those two like combined make the Midnight Amber Glow, because Midnight Amber Glow's got that like caramel vibe to it. And this is more of like a vanilla hazelnut latte. So I do still prefer, I think, Midnight Amber Glow, but these are both really great fragrances. If you want more of a coffee latte, like where you smell like Starbucks, I would definitely pick up the Vanilla Ease. But I think all four of these fragrances are really solid, and I'm not even going to rank them because I think they're solid and they're all unique. They have the same scent family with coffee as one of the notes, but they're all very different fragrances. So I feel like if you're someone like me that likes to have a lot of variety in your fragrances, I would definitely still pick up the Vanilla Cafe if you have the other three in your collection. But that is all for my review of Vanilla Cafe. I hope you guys enjoyed my review as well as the comparison. If you're interested, please let me know in the comments if you guys want to see the Vanilla Romance, and let me know your thoughts. Let me know what other fragrances you would compare the Vanilla Cafe to. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this fragrance, and if you like seeing my face, Bath & Body Works fragrance or lifestyle content, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button because it's free to you. Helps me out so much, and you guys can always change your mind later. Thanks again, you guys, for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!